Good morning, families. Today we're going to talk about some outdoor play activities and ways to incorporate some sensory input into those activities. This is not on your OneDrive, but this is just a fun activity that you can do for any IEP goal that you have. So to do this activity, you're just going to need a Ziploc bag, and you can use the gallon size or the smaller ones. And then you're going to find different objects to put in the bag. If your child has an IEP goal with letter names or sounds, you can use these magnetic letters and fill up the bag with different letters. You can also find like mini animals of some sort. You can put those in the bag, or Matchbox cars or dinosaurs, or the Duplo blocks, whatever you want, you put in the bag. And then you'll fill the bag with some water and freeze those animals or whatever you put in there in the bag. A lot of times I do the smaller Ziploc bags and make a lot of different varieties of them. Once they are frozen, you're going to have a giant block of ice with things frozen inside. And what we're gonna do is work on getting those objects outside of it. So I've made a language board, and I would use this with most of my students. So if your child does receive language services or has a delay in that communication domain, this is an activity, and these are some of the visuals that I would use, like what's inside the ice. We're gonna try to find out what's in there. Are there letters in there? What letters are in there? Different types of tools we may use to get them out. So if you have a spray bottle laying around, you can put some warm water in there, because they may want to use warm water to spray on that big chunk of ice to kind of melt it. If you have a toy hammer, these are like the toy hammers or toy shovels, you can give your child those things, or even spoons. And then a watering can. You may have a watering can laying around, and I would put warm water in there to help melt the chunk of ice. Some keywords are melting. It's going to melt. Now there's water in whatever container you're putting that big chunk of ice in. It might be really cold for your hands, and the water may be hot that you're pouring on top, or warm, or maybe it's really hot outside, and that's what's helping it melt. So this is going to help facilitate some of the language, increasing the utterances, the length of the utterances with your child if they have that goal. And then when they're playing, they're getting that sensory input, that cold or that warm, or the hammering of the ice to get the objects out. When they do get the objects out, I want you to think about your child's IEP goals. So if they do have that letter goal, maybe you have written out all the letters on a sentence strip, and they just got out the letter B. Okay, find the same, match it on B. What sound does B make? B says B. If your child has a labeling goal, what animal did you find? Oh, you found a whale. Where does the whale live? It lives in the water. What do whales do? They swim. Those are some things that you can work on. If you do the Duplo Legos, maybe once they finally get a block out, they're sorting by color or labeling by color. Oh, you got a red block. It's a square or it's a rectangle. It's big or little. Now let's put them here. So this is a fun activity that you can do outside, especially when it's hot. It'll cool you off. Children are getting the sensory input, and you can make it your own. So it can meet your child's own IEP goals depending on what those are. If you need help modifying this activity to meet your child's IEP goals, please let me know, and I will give you suggestions of things to freeze in that big ice block, and ways that you can facilitate learning towards that IEP goal. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you. Bye.